I had someone comment on one of my short videos, and they were talking about a tantrum that their toddler had when Bluey got turned off. Basically, they were asking, what is your opinion? What should I do? And the commenter said something like, it took 20 minutes of being stern and threatening punishment. And I thought it was a really good question. And I'll be upfront with you. I don't believe there is a 100% proven technique that works every time on every kid. And I absolutely love the toddler age because, in my opinion, this is where a huge amount of parenting gets built. And it's kind of fun. The things you do from roughly ages 0 to 6 start setting the mood and tone for everything that comes after it. I think about it, almost everything creates a precedent in the child's mind. Turning off Bluey creates a precedent. Being stern creates a precedent. Making a threat or following through with a punishment or consequence creates a precedent. Heck, introducing TV in the first place creates a precedent. The toddler experiences all of this as new. They don't know what any of it means yet. All they really know is, I want the thing. They don't understand stern. They don't understand threats or punishment or permission, the value or lack thereof of Bluey, or even what the word no means. They don't know what any of that means yet. They're learning all of that for the first time. And if you're on your first kid, you're learning that too. That's the part that I think gets missed. A lot of parenting advice focuses on the child and their behavior. But there's another player in the interaction, the parent. The parent is also trying to figure out what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and how to manage their emotions while they're doing it. I mean, think about this. As a human, how much experience do you have being stern with a toddler or at all with anybody? How many times have you needed to make a threat and decide whether or not you're going to follow through? How many people have you ever punished? How much experience do you have staying calm while somebody's screaming at you because you turned Bluey off? I mean, that puts things in perspective, huh? Everybody talks about child development, but I don't know many people who are talking about parent development. Now, at this age, the toddler age, something starts to change in a relationship that I call the battle of wants. When they're babies, everybody's wants are mostly aligned. Now, the baby wants to be fed, and you want them to be fed. They want to be comfortable. You also want them to be comfortable. They want to be held, and you want to hold them. Then eventually, the kid wants Bluey on, and the parent wants Bluey off. Now the wants have separated. That's when the parent has to start deciding their role. Are you the authority, the TV wizard? Are you their buddy? What happens when what your child wants and what you believe is best for them are not the same thing? That's where it starts getting interesting, especially when we're talking about something like tantrums or meltdowns. And now that I'm thinking about it, when people talk about a meltdown or a tantrum, what does that actually mean? Because those words can mean different things depending on the kid and the parent. I mean, some people just mean crying. Some people mean crying and screaming. Some people mean crying, screaming, throwing things, or punching or kicking the couch. Those are all different situations, different perspectives about what a meltdown or tantrum is. And whatever you think it is fine. I don't think it matters. Meltdowns and tantrums are just annoying, and they can be nerve-wracking for some people. When the battle of wants starts, that's usually when things like tantrums and meltdown starts. I usually break tantrum type interactions into moments, like before it happens, during it, and after it. Now, before the meltdown, you can sometimes redirect. I use this all the time. You sit next to them, tickle their feet, hug them. You can playfully throw a pillow at them, grab a book, start getting interested in it before the TV goes off. The goal in this moment is to move their attention away from the thing before the conflict gets going. Now, during the meltdown, you got options too. Sometimes you can just let them cry, which is a form of exercise for the little ones. Sometimes you ignore it. Sometimes you can turn on music and start dancing. Sometimes you can do something ridiculous and unexpected. I have literally thrown my own pretend tantrum and matched them scream for scream and cry for cry. Why? Because you can interrupt anger or frustration by creating surprise and confusion. I mean, my daughter one time, we were driving down the road as a family. She did not want to be in her car seat. She started crying. So we all ignored her. She got louder. So I turned up the radio and started smiling because I knew we were about to be in the middle of the battle of wants. And she was going to test out some tantrum theory. She started crying louder because she wanted us to hear her. She wanted to share, and I appreciate that. So I turned the radio down and I said, that is not how you do a tantrum. This is how you do a tantrum. And I screamed, kind of fake cried as obnoxiously as I could. You should have seen her face. It was like, what the heck? And then she just stopped. But what you're trying to do in this moment is change the emotional state. And sometimes, if you really want to see what happens, you can just give everybody a hard no, because I said so, and then let the drama unfold. Now afterwards, you can connect a simple phrase to what happened, like Mama said no, Daddy said no. You're trying to connect like words and emotion and behavior and outcomes all in the same thing. And the really cool thing about toddlers is that they start showing you their predispositions. Like, do they get angry, frustrated, sad? Do they keep pushing? And at the same time, they teach you about your predisposition. What makes you cave? What makes you angry? Do you avoid conflict at all costs? Do you overreact? So while you're trying to teach your kid is teaching you too. That's why I like the question, who's teaching who? Who's disciplining who? The answer is both of you. Both of you are being trained. And I guess the question is, what techniques work on a toddler? Because I've used all the techniques that I mentioned above. They all work sometimes. It depends on the kid. It depends on your timing or how you present it. It depends on your attitude. It doesn't matter which technique you use. The kid is going to adapt, so your technique has to evolve too. Kids are smart little boogers. I wish I could give you one simple answer that says, do this every time. If this, then that. But I don't think parenting works that way. Raising and training kids is dynamic. Your child is learning you while you're learning them. You try something, you watch what happens, you learn, you adjust, you try again. That's actually what discipline is. And for me, that's what makes raising kids so fun and interesting. We don't know what our specific kid is going to do. Heck, we don't even know what we're going to do when the kids do what kids do. And not knowing, but being willing to be humble and figure it out is what's so cool about being a parent. I'll see you next time. I hope this helped.